Good afternoon. Welcome back to the SIHH Auditorium and TV studio. Hello to everybody who's watching online. This session is going to be about inventing mechanical machines by Maison DeWitt. It's a young Maison, only 16-year-old this year. And the founder of the Maison, Jérôme de Witt, is our next speaker. He's going to give a talk about his vision on how to create mechanical machines. Each watch is also a piece of art, he says, and then we're going to have a few questions. For now, Jérôme de Witt. Welcome.
Thank you. So, I'm Jérôme de Witt, founder of DeWitt watches. Why mechanical and why I'm always telling that it's a special brand. First, I'm not a watchmaker, and I discovered by accident what was a watch. When I say I discovered by accident what was a watch, it's just because I discovered once a cupboard, plenty of watches, and this cupboard was absolutely forbidden to open any drawings, to touch any watch. And in fact, it was a collection of watches from Napoleon I and his family. My parents were not there, and I say, well, maybe I can try. So I opened one drawing, and I found a beautiful, let's say, like a stone, it was crystal, and a watch inside. So I took this watch, I went on my room, I closed everything, and I want to open the watch to see how it's done inside. Of course, everything went on all the direction. The watch was destroyed. And when my father discovered that, he just said, okay, here's an envelope, you will put everything on the envelope, all the spare parts, and that's going to be your heritage. So the first contact was not very positive, if I may say. But in fact, what was coming out of that, it's that I was curious. And I continue always to be curious. Time passed, and with life, I came and I decided to once live in Geneva. And of course, after some months, I discovered what was the watch industry. So, without being a watchmaker, it's very hard to create something different. And I think it's a lack of knowledge of the watch industry who gave me the possibility to be free. And I had no rules. I just had to create something different from the others. And why to be different from the others? Because I thought that you have many manufacturers, but very few decide to produce everything from A to Z. And as I was curious, I discovered all the, let's say, the process to produce. And I just choose some people having the knowledge around me. I put them, and I always had one challenge. I say, I want the best in quality and something different from the others. And with my vision completely open of the world, with no limit, with no, let's say, knowledge about what was a watch, I thought I can do something different from the others, and I brought some different value, artistic value, quality. Let's say the idea to play with the light and the material, it means when you work on a material, the way you use your work will change the light and will change completely the aspect of a watch. So we have, I create immediately by respect, as soon as I had the possibility to come on my factory, I create a sort of museum with all the tools from the past, because I say, if I'm here, there, and if I can do something, it's by respect for this museum. Objective, it's to be the best if possible. Not the best by quantity, by knowledge and things like that, but the best in quality. I thought that if you are positive and you want really to be different from the others, your product will be different. So I put all my experience, and my experience was on the countryside. Very often you have poor, let's say, after-sales service and things like that. And I learned on this place that you can do everything by yourself, repair everything, and have a different vision. So I learned that with the cars. I found some old cars that I repair, and after a certain time, I discovered that an engine, it's spare parts, and these spare parts are bigger than on a watch, but it's not far from a watch. So I say, okay, I have a certain knowledge. From that, I decide that's my tree. And with this formation, you can see that you have some people very important like Napoleon or King Leopold from Belgium and people like that. But at the end, my knowledge is coming from this education. And at this time, I say, I want to create something different. This watch, for example, I thought that for years, you had a watch with inside an axle and a movement, and it was always hands turning around, and for centuries. So maybe I can do something else. And I put this system with an endless screw on the middle, giving the energy from the rotor to the spring. And so the energy was going on top. You have the power reserve changing. And on the side, you have like a safe, an old safe. You have one row turning with the hours and the minutes. And I want to have this design because I thought it was more modern. When I showed that to a boy about 10 years, he just took a pen and make like a smile on this watch. And he said, oh, it's an interesting watch. So you see, the vision from people is completely different. So I want to continue with different things. So I went with this watch, the mathematical one on the side, on the middle, with just numbers, because I thought it can be interesting to have just number on a box, on a case, in fact, and turning and giving the time. And with this experience, any watch I was producing was always different from the market. One was the blue one. It's one with a lot of regulation, means it's a regulator, but on the other side, you have a disc turning without any information. And that's a time that you can't control. It's a flying time. And it's my feeling, personal feeling. It's today we are living with some different speeds. How to explain it on a watch? And I continue like that with always very unique and very personal vision. And afterward, I had to show that it was possible with the same case, the same product. It was possible to have different expression. So I start with the stones because it was a demand from a market. And I was not, let's say, a designer with the knowledge for that, but I tried to be honest. And that's a reflect of DeWitt. It's quality, honesty, and at the end, something, a real character on the brand. So, by respect to my mother, Princess Marie-Clotilde Napoleon, I create just one piece because it was a challenge and I like to challenge. It's a watch with diamonds everywhere, cut on different size and different dimension, and I put everything together, and it's certi invisible. It means you can't see how it's fixed. But nothing is in line, and it was a real problem and technical problem. That's already something like art, because to come to this level, it was very hard. And afterward, I thought I had the chance to receive a lot from my family and from my education, and I created some concept watch. It was a request of only watch that everyone know. It's a charity. And I say, okay, you can maybe give something to this charity to try to bring something to this child. And so I create different model, about 5 models different, with the challenge to succeed with a certain limit in time because it's every 2 years. So it's very short to create something. And I learned a lot from this one, and that's the return I had from that. Means I really went on direction, very special direction. It was only one piece and always unique pieces. And at the end, I had the return. It means I learned a lot. I had a lot of experience. I was creating my own knowledge, if I may say. So this year, I decided to, last year, I decided to focus and to come back on a very small, let's say, quantity of models. I thought it was not interesting to go all direction and to have all colors and whatever. And I say, well, what's my character and what's my wish? My wish is to have something unique, to respect the quality, and to respect, if possible, the customer. So we are speaking about price for respect of the customer, quality, it's also respect of the customer, but creativity also. So this year, I want to create a special watch, and this watch is a GMT. And this GMT is this one, and in fact, is a show. So this watch is really the DNA from DeWitt. And when I say the DNA, you have many dreams inside. You have a chain from, let's say, a small bicycle when I was a baby. And you have the columns from DeWitt, which are the main thing. And it's our design, a very mechanical one. And it's my way to respect, if I may say, all the people or all the information coming to me to bring these sort of things. The Earth, it's not a 3D printing and something like that. No, we took a piece of steel, we took off the excess of a material, and we redesigned the globe on the outside. So it was a real challenge in quality and in the design also, because we want to have something very personal. So with all these details, we can say that DeWitt is, let's say, a very small factory. We produce everything. We want to be unique. One watch, one watchmaker. And at the end, you have people having a DeWitt. And it's such a strong DNA that everyone is looking. It's like to be member of a club. So with this watch, I have a mechanical movement with 50 hours power reserve and dual time, of course, and you correct everything by the chron. Different colors, and that's our new model of watches for this year. So the goal is to continue to develop, and I didn't want just to create one watch like that. It's a development, and it's a direction we want to take now. And this direction is very clear: technical invention, mechanical invention, and to continue to create and to be really a strong brand with a lot of identity. My goal is not to have a very high production. We want to stay on a small scale, but to control everything. So that's DeWitt, and that's my feeling about DeWitt.
Thank you, Jérôme de Witt. That watch is amazing. We are at the end almost of the first day of SIHH. What is your first reaction to this year's salon?
Well, I think it's...
you need to speak in the microphone, sorry.
Yes, I think it's a fantastic organization, becoming better and better. That's something to see. And also more interest from the people. I think we went on many directions, and we had so many subjects to treat. The problems on the world, the yellow caps in France, and so on, that everyone is very absorbed by many things. And now I'm starting the 2019 year with a feeling that we're back on something with one project, if I may say, one interest. It's the watch, and everyone is very interested, and people are asking many questions, trying to see what's the evolution and on which direction we will go. Because we are still discussing between mechanical watch and some let's say, electronic watch. And that's always a challenge. You know, we are not speaking anymore about this challenge, but how to exist with something quality, luxury, because luxury is not anymore the price. It's to be creative, it's to be different from the other, and to make people dreaming. That's life.
Excellent. I wish you a very successful salon. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Please.
And the next live stream moment is going to be the actual official opening of the SIHH 2019 here on stage at 5:30 p.m. Geneva time. For now, we're going to suspend the live stream. Thank you for watching. See you later. Thank you.